Hello YouTube, Freddie Cardona here. Welcome back to another episode of Driving in the News. Today is December 21, 2022, and let's see what the news has in store for us today.
And unfortunately, their idea of fun turned out to be deadly for a 59-year-old homeless man. They stabbed him repeatedly. Sergeant Terry Brown of the Toronto Police.
We don't know how or why they met on that evening and why the destination was downtown Toronto. We don't know how long they've been acquainted together with each other, but I wouldn't describe them as a gang at this point.
Yet they acted like a gang, attacking other strangers as well. The girls ranging in age from 13 to 16 are all charged with murder. Sam Bankman-Fried should be back in New York soon. His lawyers are reportedly trying to get him released on bail when he arrives.
A Bahamian corrections official told ABC News Sam Bankman-Fried has signed extradition papers clearing the way for his transfer here to New York, where federal prosecutors have charged him with stealing from customers of and investors in FTX. Bankman-Fried's attorneys and U.S. consular officials appeared in court, but he never showed. On Monday, a hearing ended with no resolution and a judge calling it a waste of time. So Bankman-Fried is now due back in court Wednesday, and with extradition papers signed, it's expected he'll quickly be put on a U.S. government plane for a flight out. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Elon Musk says he is going to abide by the outcome of that poll he took on whether he should remain the CEO of Twitter.
He's resigning as CEO after a Twitter poll told him to do so. Elon Musk has put a lot of weight in Twitter polls, letting them dictate how he runs the company, even though bots and users with multiple accounts can heavily impact the validity of Twitter polls. But after 58% of 17 million votes said he should give up the CEO role, he's doing it. Announcing Tuesday night he will resign, but not yet. He will remain as CEO until he finds, quote, someone foolish enough to take the job, end quote. Musk will still own Twitter, and he says he'll run the software and servers team.
Alex Stone reporting on Sunday, Musk tweeted whoever replaces him must like pain a lot if they want to run a company that's in the fast lane to bankruptcy. If you'd like to see people wandering along Broadway with a 16-foot snowman and giant frost puppets, then hurry on over to Lincoln Square this evening for Lights Up on Lincoln Square. That's the part of Broadway in the lower 60s. Monica Bloom is president of the Lincoln Square Business Improvement District.
We're going to meander around the neighborhood with lighted, following these giant frost puppets, but people are going to carry smaller illuminated lanterns.
And there will be a workshop on how to make those lanterns before the procession. She says the idea here is to bring a small town feel to the Upper West Side. It all gets going around 4:45 this afternoon. 28 now, partly sunny. We're going up to 40. The real feel 25. Wednesday news time 8:19.
On my toast, on my pancakes, what a difference golden blossom makes, though it's sweet. Mom says it's good for me, and I believe her. In a cake, or in a cookie, or from a spoon, when I feel yucky, golden blossom honey makes everything taste better.
My family loves my cooking, and I owe it all to my secret ingredient, golden blossom honey. Doesn't it feel great when all you hear around the table is, what did you do? This is delicious. Golden blossom is a thicker, richer honey. That's why it tastes so good. I use it in everything, like my signature appetizer, baked free with honey, nuts, and apples. And be sure to try golden blossom honey mustard. It's yummy. Look for the green and gold label. And for lots of delicious recipes, check out goldenblossomhoney.com.
Golden blossom honey makes everything taste better.
Golden Blossom honey makes everything taste better. I like that jingle.
FM.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 28 degrees at 8:20. It's Wednesday, December 21st. I'm Lee Harris. Here's what's happening. You may have your holiday getaway plans, but it looks like the weather has other plans. We'll get the latest from AccuWeather. The NYPD would like your help tracking down the attacker who punched a man in the face on Canal Street in what may have been an anti-gay hate crime. Democrats on the House Ways and Means Committee vote to release Donald Trump's tax returns with redactions. Northrop Grumman being sued by the town of Oyster Bay, which wants a more thorough cleanup of the area around Bethpage Community Park. And we'll tell you the happiest place in the whole USA and the least happy. It's not Newark, but Newark was a serious contender. Sports, the Mets and Carlos Correa reportedly have a 12-year, $315 million deal. The Knicks made it 8 wins in a row, and the Rangers and the Devils lost. 10-10 Winds AccuWeather, another sunny but chilly day with a high of 40. Winds News Time 8:21. Here's traffic and transit from Karen Stewart.
We are just choked with traffic here on the Cross Island Parkway. Northbound.
It's trafficy here on Route 20, too.
Stall only on the shoulder.
I should say Route 20 also. For those of you who are not local.
Only. We've got delays on the westbound Southern State from exit 13, standing room only. And we've got delays on the southbound.
And as Miriam would say, it's also very roadblocky.
We're just moderately heavy there. Nothing that's jammed or anything like that. Now, if you're heading out into the Gowanus BQE eastbound combination, number 1, I'm sorry about that. Number 2, we are very heavy off the Verrazano Bridge up into 39th Street. Then it gets a little bit lighter, but you're going to hit 20th Street, and it's going to be jammed from there up into Atlantic Avenue. And we're also jammed right now over on the LIE westbound from the Van Wyck out into Woodhaven Boulevard. We do have alternate side parking rules in effect today citywide. The inbound GW Bridge is looking at a 20 to 25-minute wait. Same thing over at the Lincoln. The inbound Holland is 25 to 30 minutes. Traffic is sponsored.
That's the Empress House condominiums you guys see there, if you're curious.
10 Winds on 92.3 FM.
With car prices at an all-time high, Cars for Kids donors are now getting the highest receipts ever. Don't miss out for 2022. Donate your car today at Cars.
And that's the Kent Village Luxury Rentals.
77 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
If Friday is your proposed holiday getaway day, you might want to reconsider that. There is some weather coming that could seriously interfere with your plans here or elsewhere as well. Dean DeVore is here to tell us all about it. Dean?
Yeah, we've been focusing on the problems for our region, which are rain and then wind, coastal flooding, and then a rapid freeze up later in the day, Friday night, and bitterly cold temperatures going into the holiday weekend itself. But the storm has wide-reaching effects. In fact, blizzard conditions and tough travel and wind issues all throughout the region from the northeast and Great Lakes, or the northeast and New England over to the Great Lakes, with the blizzard and wind conditions continuing as we go through the next couple of days. So yes, travel from the airports are going to be really impacted over the next several days. Our problems are centered on later tomorrow night into Friday, and then that cold weekend is ahead. I'll have details coming up in less than 10 minutes on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Quite a few people were planning on leaving today anyway because who really works a full weekend anymore. So things are hopping at LaGuardia, where Samantha Liebman is enjoying the amenities this morning. Sam?
Most people traveling today planned it that way, and for those who plan to fly Thursday and Friday, they may be running out of time to rebook with so many people flying this year, according to AAA's Robert Sinclair on Newsline with Bridget Quinn.
Got 14% compared to last year, and it's kind of going to be busy.
Over 4 million people alone.
And that's the Park East Terrace Cooperative, established in 1960.
Lexington, Kentucky, trying to check in through her airline's app to skip the long line.
I don't want to get in this line, and I can't log into my app, so I'm concerned about that. But other than that, no.
Very glary, also.
Kind of line at 4 in the morning on.
I actually wasn't.
Sinclair recommending you have those apps which can send you alerts to help you change your flight, with most airlines waiving change fees.
One good thing about being in traffic is that it gives you guys more of a chance to listen to the news a little bit longer.
We'll help you get there. If you're not going anywhere, keep it locked in here too. We'll have you informed as usual with live and local programming as always throughout the holiday. The NYPD is looking for some help tracking down a suspect in a possible hate crime that occurred over the weekend on Canal Street. It was Saturday night around 7:45 at Canal and Broadway when a 24-year-old man was punched in the face by another man who made some anti-gay remarks. Police have released a photo and a video of the suspect. We'll get those up at 1010wins.com. If this person looks familiar, the NYPD would love to hear from you. They may be trying to cut the payroll where you work, but you're not a Met, because if you were, you'd probably think money grew on trees. Carlos Correa must be thinking something like that this morning, as Mark Renee is here to tell us. Mark?
Well, at least Steve Cohen is the richest owner in the sport, and he's been spending like it the last 2 months. In fact, just hours after Justin Verlander was introduced at Citi Field, there's a new third baseman in town. Cohen telling Odyssey baseball insider John Heyman it was the one more thing the Amazons need to put them over the top. as Correa's deal with the Giants fell apart right before his introductory press conference over a red flag in his physical. Whatever the issue, the Mets said no problem, and Heyman broke the news around 2:30 this morning that Correa's agreed to a 12-year contract worth $315 million. Meantime, later this morning, the Yankees will have their press conference at the stadium for newly re-signed Aaron Judge. Mark Renee, 1010 Wins Sports on 92.3 FM.
It is 28 degrees. We have partly sunny skies. We're going up to 40 in Midtown today. Now this, call 1-888-PETRO-02 now to get $125 free heating oil or propane. Now Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Steve Potusk.
Lee, is Netflix on Microsoft's holiday shopping list? Reuters reports the big streaming service may be a Microsoft takeover target in the new year. The companies are already working together. Netflix chose Microsoft as its advertising partner for a new ad-supported subscription service, and Microsoft may find Netflix attractive as it seeks to offer a video game streaming service over multiple devices. Now, as more people return to brick-and-mortar stores in search of deals, and with pandemic prohibitions mostly gone, demand for package delivery has cooled off, and with FedEx handling fewer packages, that cut into total revenue at the delivery giant in the latest quarter. The bottom line profits were better than expected as FedEx managed to raise prices and cut costs. S&P futures moving up now by 29 points. NASDAQ adding 58, Dow ahead 316. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Steve Potusk for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
The holidays are for making memories.
So that blue car didn't use his signal light.
A night out in a sporty Civic, or seeing the lights in a...
Oh, he did now. He must have heard me. Or she. He or she.
For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.9% APR on a 2023 Honda HR-V or 2022 Accord or Civic.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI.
Hi, this is Stu Leonard, and I'm in Westmoreland, Kansas with our rancher and rodeo champ, Larry. He raises the best steakhouse quality beef.
We think it don't get no better.
Stu Leonard's holiday pork tender whole filet mignon, only $11.99 a pound, custom cut free by our butchers. Or a juicy Stu Leonard's rib roast, only $11.99 a pound. Add a bottle of wine, and I'm coming over. Happy holidays from the Leonard family.
1010 Wins and Laborers Local 731 are proud to honor our city workers who are city heroes.
All year, 1010 Wins has singled out city workers who earned the title of City Hero. The folks who have shown acts of bravery, kindness, giving, selflessness, and love. The poet John Bunyan once wrote, "You have not lived today until you have done something for someone who can never repay you." So during this holiday season, to all the city workers who are city heroes, named and unnamed, thank you.
Laborers Local 731 has been responsible for some of the biggest and most celebrated infrastructure projects in New York City, like the rebuild of the World Trade Center and the new LaGuardia Airport. Local 731 provides qualified and competent laborers to fill the demand that the construction industry not only requires, but deserves. Its members and leadership have fought hard for wages and benefits that open the path to the middle class that every hardworking American deserves. Laborers Local 731. Feel the power.
When temperatures drop, COVID-19 cases may rise. So if you test positive and are at high risk, act fast. Even if your symptoms feel mild, ask your provider if an authorized oral treatment could be right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's a cold morning. It's going to be another chilly, mostly sunny afternoon with a high near 40, but there's a lot more going on in the forecast. That's coming your way in 2 minutes. 28 degrees now, partly sunny. Humidity at 71. The winds are presently calm. It's 28 degrees. We're going up to 40 in Midtown. The AccuWeather Real Feel 25. I'm Lee Harris. Wins News Time at the Tone 8:30.
And good morning, I'm Glenn Schuck. The House Ways and Means Committee voting to make public some of the documents from former President Donald Trump's tax returns. The committee chairman is Richard Neal, saying the documents part of an investigation into IRS audit practices of presidents.
And once staff had a chance to go to some of the other locations that are within the jurisdiction of the IRS, they quickly concluded that, in fact, the audit did not occur.
So what does this mean for Trump? Loyola Law University professor Lori Levinson.
I don't think it'll help former President Donald Trump as he tries to gear up his campaign to run in 2024. to have these tax returns out there. Much of what's in them, however, has already been known to people who are doing investigations of him and his company. But now the public itself, in the next few days, will finally see some of Trump's tax returns.
Trump on social media saying it's illegal to release tax returns that aren't yours. It's news time, 8:31. Let's get you traffic and transit on the ones always. Here's Karen Stewart.
Well, we have delays on the eastbound side of the Bell Parkway from the Van Wyck up into the Cross Island Parkway, where northbound, just after the Southern State, there's a stall getting clear for the shoulder. The traffic delays have lightened up a lot. We are no longer bumper to bumper. We're moving at a halfway decent clip, although well below the speed limit. And we've got delays on the westbound Southern State 2, right around 13, trying to get out into the Belt Cross Island Parkway split. Northern Boulevard, westbound, we've got an accident at 43rd Avenue. 43rd Avenue is right by the 59th Street Bridge, and we do have delays on Northern Boulevard to 43rd Avenue right now. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and the tunnels. The inbound side of the GW Bridge is about 15 to 20, heavy over the span and out into the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. The inbound Lincoln Tunnel has no delay, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and the inbound side of the Holland Tunnel is looking at a 25 to 30 minute wait. We do have alternate side parking in effect today in the city. We still have southbound 6 trains running with delays. Again, alternate side is in effect, and traffic this time is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones. Breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Karen Stewart. 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Prime members save on your table centerpiece at Whole Foods Market. Get 20% off animal welfare certified bone-in beef rib roast and steaks through December 25th, while supplies last. Shop in-store or online.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on today's Driving in the News. And I wanted to give you guys a shout out for those of you that are watching these videos, especially the Driving in the News. I was really surprised when I started this playlist. I figure if 40 people view these videos, then it's worth it, right? Because someone is viewing them. And we consistently go over 100 views. So I am humbled by that and amazed. And again, I want to thank you guys for that. So we're going to end it here, as I have to go to Price Right to get a few things. I want to thank you guys one more time for joining me and for subscribing. And for those of you who are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Our mission here is to record history for posterity. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next Driving and the News video.